Hi guys, welcome to this webinar and thanks for joining. Guys, the last thing you need right now is another business coach on your screen promising to change your life. I get that. I see them all everywhere. Guys, for any tradesperson out there watching this, I've been in your shoes. I have built my own. I'm going to talk about this more as the webinar goes on, but I've been in your shoes and I've walked your walk. This is not me proclaiming to take you to a £10 million company or have a Lamborghini outside. Do you know, guys, this is me telling you exactly how I've done it, and I'm going to give you the steps required to get you off the tools, and that's my promise to you today. How you do that depends on how you work and, I guess, how you want to take your business forward. In the interest of transparency, there is the option to work with me at the end of this video, but first and foremost, this video is about showing you the steps that you need to take in order to get you off the tools. The course is called the 12-week, and by the way guys, before I go on, I am not IT literate, so there will be mistakes. I'm in 40-degree Malaga heat right now, so there will be water breaks as well, and I'm just going to try and make me a little bit smaller, like so. So there will be water breaks, and as we go through this webinar, I'm going to show you some examples of some of my clients who have went from 250k turnover to 1.6 million. Others who have went from 20 grand net profit to 250 grand net profit, and a few others as well. I'm going to tell you a little bit how I did it in my own landscaping business, where I took it from zero to well over £1 million and then went on to sell the business. Guys, this webinar is for you if you're looking to transform your business. If you're fed up of your business owning you, guys, we need to get you owning the business rather than the business owning you. We need to get you owning the business rather than you owning a stressful job, guys. And the first stage of that is getting you off the tools to enable you to work on the business, not in the business. So, guys, you know, your time is precious, so is mine. Let's focus, let's work on the steps required to get you off the tools. Guys, this whole video is designed mainly to create that work-life balance that you need. Again, your time is precious, so is mine. Let's jump right in. Guys, the problem most trade business owners face is they're always taking one step forward and two steps back. It's so frustrating, and it's frustrating for the person as well. It's frustrating for me watching it and seeing it out there, but it's frustrating for you as well. I get that, and I've been there. And you know when you just think you're getting there, and then bang, you're two steps back. And then you just think you're getting there, and bang, two steps back. Guys, you need to learn to fix it. What you need to learn, how you fix it, is you take 4, 5, 8, 10 steps forward, knowing that you're going to take 2 steps back. If you take 10 steps forward and 2 steps back, your business is 8 steps further forward, and so on. And we continue this until the next road bump, and so on. Most tradespeople I speak to, they're working for a decent wage, and that varies, but by and large, it's around about £1 a week, essentially. Now, £1 a week is a decent wage for your average trades, or your average person, I think. But guys, for what we go through on a day-to-day basis, an evening-to-evening basis, at night time, when we're not sleeping because our client's not going to pay, or staff have walked out, or whatever, because we need more than £1 a week. You know, it's not much off what a bus driver gets. No disrespect to bus drivers, but we need much more than that. So we need a decent wage, i.e. £1,000, £1,500 a week, whatever, and a substantial dividend at the end of the year, which you can then use and leverage into, I don't know, other businesses, family holidays, property investment, property development, whatever you choose. But guys, we need that dividend at the end of the year. Otherwise, why are we doing this? Why are you going through what you're going through for a fucking decent wage? Guys, it's not on, honestly. Anyway, other problems people face is poor leads. Guys, social media is not the answer to your lead generation. It really is not. By and large, they are poor quality leads. Now, all they have you doing is running about everywhere, which then means you've got a lack of hours. You can't work on your business. You can barely work in your business, but you get by. But you certainly don't have the time to work on your business. Therefore, nothing moves forward in your business. If you're just working in your business constantly, nothing moves forward on your business. So you're not putting systems in place, or better practices in place, or price increases, or pivoting with more products, or more answers, or more solutions for your client. You're just doing the same thing week in, week out, and nothing changes. Yes, your turnover will increase ever so slightly. Your profits may increase ever so slightly also. But guys, we need to be 10x in this and taking this to a next level, so we're no longer earning a decent wage. Most tradespeople don't know how to systemise. Some don't even know what a system is, guys. Systems are what give you your time back, essentially. You can't find good staff. I hear it all the time. Guys, it's a myth. There are good people out there, but one thing you need to understand is you're not ever, highly unlikely, you're ever going to find another you. Jobs running over, guys, this is where you lose your money. Clients being a pain, always complaining or don't want to spend the money. Again, you're targeting the wrong clients, likely through social media. And you've got little time with your family, holidays and sports day. Holidays. Do you know when you get a holiday, you've booked a holiday and the week before your holiday, you don't even want to fucking go on that holiday because you know what you're coming back to. Guys, again, I've been there. Sports days, parents' evenings, forget it. Just not got time. And even when you do go to these things, or you're back home with the wife and kids, or the husband and kids, you're not present. You're there in person, but you're not actually present. Again, I can count the unlimited times I was having dinner and my kids were talking to me and it was yeah answers. Because I wasn't present with them. I was there in person, but not in presence. And guys, we've got no work-life balance. Most people watching this video. If you're here watching this video, I'd be amazed if you've got a very good work-life balance. Now, this creates major stress, firstly. But the solution to all of this, guys, is you need to learn sales, marketing, and how to close deals. Right? Whether you like it or not, you're a salesperson. You're a salesperson for your business, going into a client's home, trying to sell them your service. You need to learn to charge more than your competition, normally much more. Guys, I have yet to meet a tradesperson who is charging anywhere near what they should be. And because of that, because of that, you're getting a decent wage. You then don't have additional monies to put into the business elsewhere, i.e. hiring somebody to do that part of this job. Guys, if you haven't already noticed, I'm not IT literate here, so I'm not very IT literate, so there is going to be mistakes. This is not going to be perfect. It's not intended to be perfect. There's going to be mistakes, there's going to be water breaks, and so on. And here's my first water break. You've got to learn how to target the best possible clients in the best locations. Guys, you do have a perfect client. You remember that client when you go home and you tell your partner, I wish I could work for that client every week. That's your ideal client. You need to bottle that, figure out who they are. You need to figure out where they shop, where they work, what they read. That's called your client avatar. That's your perfect client. You need to implement multiple systems into your business. Again, that's going to give you your time back. Learn how to attract and keep the best staff. That's going to save you multiple sort of stress levels. Project delivery, systems and structures. As we discussed slightly earlier, we'll talk about it more as this webinar goes on. Jobs need to finish on time, guys. They really do, because that is where you make your money. And of course, that brings more time with family and a better work-life balance. What does fixing this mean for your business? Well, firstly, it means a much higher turnover and profits, a fully systemised business, more and better people within your business, more spare time for you, and of course your family, much more organisation, much more professionalism, and overall, guys, just a much better business, meaning you can charge more, meaning you can then hire people to do the jobs that you don't want to, meaning you can get off the tools. So how do you get off the tools in 12 weeks? Well, let's jump in, and I'm going to give you the key steps here, guys, that you need to do. As mentioned earlier, at the end of this webinar, you will have the opportunity to click a button, jump on a call with me, and we can discuss this 12-week programme that I've got in place. If not, guys, these steps could be enough for you to go about your own way and put these in motion. So the first thing, positioning and the basics. Guys, you need to position your company. So essentially you're seen as the best, the most professional, and the most systemised. All these positioning things are what you need to do to put in place. For example, a very simple one, and this sort of goes hand in hand with branding as well, you could say. Let's say you're based in Leeds and you're a driveway company. Right? Why are you not suggesting you're the best driveway company? Why are you not suggesting you're the number one, most established? Guys, claim it. Position yourself in that marketplace. Providing I'm sure you're confident in your own ability. Providing you're providing a good service, guys, claim it. Claim that. Branding. What branding have we got here? Are all our teams in the same gear? Are all our vans the same? Is our website, does our logos match? Does our vans and our logos and our gear all match? Is it the same colour scheme, the same font? Guys, they're tiny little things, but they matter. They matter when it comes to branding. Now, we're not McDonald's and we're not Nike and all these big multi-million pound organisations or billion pound organisations. Nevertheless, in or around your neighbourhood and your sort of area and city or town, you can create a presence. And this goes back to positioning, branding, and of course online presence. And then professionalism as well, guys. Are you showing up on time? Do you know what? Are your guys showing up on time? Are your guys dressed properly, as we discussed with Brandon? Are the vans clean? All these little things, guys. And they may seem like 1%, guys. You don't need me to tell you 1%'s all add up to a hell of a lot more. Next, you need to work on lead generation, guys. As mentioned earlier on in this video, social media is shit for leads, okay? Now, not to get lots of leads. You'll get lots of leads through social media. Guys, the quality is generally a lot lower. Ideally, we want to be targeting clients who are probably not on social media. We want to be targeting clients, let's say 45 upwards, for example. It's not an ageist thing against younger people, but clients at 45 upwards, by and large, have more disposable income. You know, the kids are up and out. So they've got that additional income as well. Their mortgage is potentially paid off. They've been through the pitfalls of working for a cowboy. And they've been there and they can still remember that time they got their windows fitted by an absolute cowboy and they fell out, or there's drafts coming through the window, or they got a driveway fitted and it's sunk, or you know, the guy knocked their door and had a ton of tarmac round the corner, or they got a new roof and the bloody tiles fell off. They've been there, they've done that, they can remember that. Therefore, they're not essentially buying on price. Younger people, they generally don't have that mindset. They generally, and guys, these young people, they hang about on Facebook. We know this. Therefore, if you're putting all your efforts into Facebook, you're going to get more young people than you do sort of middle-aged people. And the younger people don't have the disposable income. They've not been burnt before. Therefore, they're going to buy on price. Therefore, if they're buying on price, you're making less profits. Therefore, making less profits, you don't have that additional dividends, additional profits to put into your business to hire more people, put in more systems, update your website, get new gear, new vans, etc., etc. So lead generation, guys, your website and a blog would be the first place I would be starting. That's where you position yourself, and that's where you showcase your work and get the best jobs up there. Your website is not about many, guys, it's about quality. It's quality over quantity all day long. If that means you've only got 2 jobs on your website, so be it. If they 2 jobs are high quality, that is enough. Next time you do a high quality job, get that straight on your website. Don't have 10 jobs and 2 of them are good and the rest of them are shit. That's just ridiculous. Guys, quality over quantity all day long on your website. When it comes to your blog, guys, talk about what you do. Talk about what you do and how you do it. Not only is it going to inform your potential client that you're knowledgeable in your industry, but it's great for SEO. It's great for building your backlinks and your SEO and your keywords into your website to drive you up Google. Your Google profile, guys, you should be using your Google profile most days, or certainly most weeks. You should be using that more than you use Facebook, that's for sure, because also it's great for exposure, online presence. Free directory, guys, there's hundreds of free directories out there. Now, are you going to get calls from a free directory? No, probably not. Or a tiny little amount. Nevertheless, you're going to have the backlink on these free directories, which is going to, again, boost your rankings on Google and get you further up Google onto page 1, hopefully into the top 1, 2, 3 positions. And offline advertising, guys. Offline advertising gives you a dribble. There's not a massive amount that comes from that, but again, going back to the 1%, all these little things count. So you could be advertising with leaflet deliveries. You could be doing bus stop adverts, car wash adverts. There's a signage on your jobs. Of course, signage on your vans, obviously, and a whole bunch of other stuff, most of which, once you have a few signs and leaflets and whatever, they're free. You just strategically locate them throughout your town or city. And then sales, guys, as mentioned earlier, you are a salesperson. The first part of sales, again, is finding out your perfect client, which we've discussed. In Trade Coach, we have a 10-0 sales journey here, which is designed to get you 10-0 up against your competition before you've even sent that quote. And these are just all loads of little 1% that you put in place, which the client does recognise. Again, going back to the client avatar, that perfect client, he's not buying on price. He's not. And if you're adding these 10, in actual fact, I think we're about 20 now. Collectively in Trade Coach, we've been added to this. If you're adding these 10, 20 little nuggets into your how you present your sort of price and your survey, clients recognise this, and they then got a decision to make. Guys, there was times in my business where I was 3 times my competitors and still won the job. Not because I'm a great salesperson, because I put in these, they're actually called critical non-essentials, CNEs, critical non-essentials. Just these little things that clients recognise. And again, all of that brings professionalism, which again, clients recognise. And then there's a degree of sales skills. Now, it's not closing like a 1980s salesperson. There's just ways and means, words that you can use, sort of technical words that you can use, you know, little 10-0 things that can get the client thinking, this guy knows what he's talking about. And more importantly, guys, and to be honest, I would suggest what I'm going to say next is going to be the biggest takeaway from this webinar, is when you're quoting for a job, you need to ask for the, I'm trying not to swear here, ask for the sale. You've got to ask for it. You've got to actually ask for it. And within Trade Coach, we teach you these little sort of discreet ways to do so. You don't necessarily have to say, can I have your business? Or can I have the sale? No, don't ever do that. But just ask for the sale, guys. The amount of people I speak to that when they first come on board, they go to the client, give them the quote and run away. They run away and then send the quote via email because they're scared. Guys, I can assure you, once you do this 2, 3, 4 times, it's absolutely second nature. It's easy, I promise you. Pricing. As discussed, you need to raise your price. I'd be amazed if somebody comes onto this course that we're about to do, or a one-to-one client comes on board to work with me and they're charging enough. It's never happened yet, let me tell you that. Again, by doing the 10-0, you can charge more. You should have an online price list, guys, a digital price list, so we're not going home and working on a calculator, or certainly not on your phone, and certainly not in front of a client on your phone. But if we've got an iPad with us and we're jotting away and the price comes up, it looks so much more professional. In Trade Coach, we've got a done-for-you template, which is, it can go to any trade. By the way, I'm sweating a little bit here. It's 42 degrees here in the Costa del Sol. And guys, get a quote out within 24 hours where possible. I know that's not always possible, but I mean, absolutely worst case scenario, 7 to 2 hours. These people out there who are taking a week to get back to clients, and I'm going to swear, fuck off, guys. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And if I was up against you as one of your competition, I would wipe the floor with you by doing the 10-0, all the professionalism, getting a quote out within 24 hours and what have you. Guys, taking a week, 2 weeks, I've heard the 3 weeks before, to get a quote out to a client is absolutely diabolical. And nobody would work with me if they were doing that. Nobody. Recruitment, yes, favourite subject. Guys, you need, first and foremost, you need a go-to recruitment system. Like, you need that in your business. Again, once we talk about systems later, we'll go into that in more depth. You need to have a better selection and interview process. Guys, we don't just take anyone into our business. You know, we're desperate for somebody, we put an advert up there, joiner required, apply within, immediate start, good rates of pay. Guys, that is bull. That is bull. We need to be a bit more creative than that. And then when we do get the inquiries from potential teammates, we need to do a robust selection and interview process. Again, we've got done-for-you templates on how we do all of that and attract good people into your business. And then once that's done, guys, we need to think of appraisals and retention and what have you. To keep these guys, we need to keep these good guys that come into our business. And systems, again, I've touched on this already, but guys, we need systems in a business. It starts with a CRM. A CRM is a client relations manager. There are so many out there, and there's a few crackers out there that are perfect for construction businesses. We need a recruitment system, as we just discussed. A recruitment system you just go to. If somebody leaves or the work's flying in and you need another team, you need a recruitment system you can just go to. Press a few buttons and bang, your job's there. They apply, bang, they've got all the questions that they need to answer, and then they come to you. They come to you at the very last stage, and you do the one-to-one interview. Project systems, lead generation systems, sales systems, wages systems, timesheet systems, we touched on that earlier, and guys, there's so many systems to mention, but you need to learn the act of systemisation and automation into your business. There's no question of that. Profit and loss, guys, you need to know your numbers. It sounds so complicated knowing your numbers, guys. It's actually really easy. And you can start out by doing a profit first. So you can give yourself a small amount of money if you're making a small amount of money. If you're making a large amount of money, then make it a large amount of money every month, and just start paying your wage and then paying yourself a dividend. Let's do a £5,000 a month, for example, or even a grand. Let's do £1,000 a month. Let's make this really simple. Every month you need to be paying yourself £1,000 a month on top of your wages. And then as your turnover increases, you slowly increase that. To figure out your profit and loss, guys, you need to know your turnover, your cost of sales, your overheads. That will then give you your profit. Now, guys, your profit isn't your profit. That's your gross profit. We need to know your net profit. And again, within the 12-week course that we're doing at Trade Coach, we go deeper into that, and this webinar would go on way too long to go deep on this one. But ultimately, you need to know your turnover, your cost of sale, very important, and that will give you your gross profit. Now, that is not your profit, guys, because you've got overheads that come off that. Once all your overheads, and overheads are things like rent for a yard or an office, fuel, vehicle insurance, public liability, there's so many. Once all them come off, that's your net profit. That's essentially your take-home pay. However, do know that once you take that home, you're taxed on that as well in the UK, which is grim, but it's the way. As somebody told me a long time ago, I was paying huge amounts of tax, and I used to always moan about it. And somebody told me, if you're paying a huge amount of tax, you're making a huge amount of money. And yeah, I accepted it at that point, and a tax bill was never a problem. And again, as we mentioned earlier, much like systems, we need automation, guys. There's so many automations these days that you can do to save you so much time. Emails, payments, including wages, reviews, appraisals, staff rewards. There's no point in going into them because I could add on another 50. But again, they take 15-20 minutes to implement, and that's it. Once it's done, it's done. Again, saving you a huge amount of time. And project delivery, this is one of my favourite topics because not a lot of people know this, guys, but this is where you make or break your profits. If you've got a 5-day job and you finish it in 6 days, a lot of tradesmen think, this has always baffled me, but a lot of tradesmen and women think that you've lost a day's labour. So a 5-day job went to 6 days, it's cost me an extra day in labour, so 100 quid for him, 100 quid for him, 100 quid for him. It's cost me 300 quid. No, it's not. It's cost you 300 quid, yes, it's cost you extra fuel, it's cost you extra taxes, but not only that, guys, it's cost you an extra day's profit on the job that you should have been on whilst you were finishing this job. Guys, having a robust sort of project delivery system is vital to your profits. It starts with preparation, communication with your team and your clients, regular updates from your team, and tracking the jobs once they're done to figure out what jobs are getting done on time, what types of jobs are getting done on time. Potentially we don't want that type of job because we're always over on it, or potentially team A is never on time, they're costing us money every single month, in which case we potentially need to act, and so on and on. But guys, this is where you make or break your profit with project delivery. Oh. So guys, you can do this alone if you want, but if you want, I can do it with you, holding your hand along the way. Now, again, this is completely optional, but we do have a 12-week course that we're launching. So it's actually in process at the moment. The next one is due to be launched fairly soon. It's a 12-week programme designed specifically for tradespeople, where we walk you through, you've seen some of it already, or most of it already. We walk you through all you've seen in much more depth, make sure all of that is in place prior to you completing this 12-week course. The course involves learning about positioning, branding, as we discussed, lead generation, sales and marketing, pricing, recruitment, systems, automation, project delivery, delegation, and at the end of the course we'll do a whole business overview, a whole course overview essentially of what we've learned, and make sure that every part of this every box is ticked essentially in these aspects of your business. And who's the course for? Guys, as discussed earlier, this is for you if you want to transform your business. But I mean, ultimately, in terms of the actual industry, it's for all trade businesses. It's for driveway companies, garden room companies, home improvement company, kitchen and bathroom firms. It's for heating engineers, plumbers, landscapers. Guys, it's completely universal. There is not one aspect of this that would suit one particular trade to the other. They are all absolutely universal. And how does it work? Well, week one, as we mentioned, we'll look at positioning and branding. Week two, we'll do a full breakdown on where to find quality leads, how to target these quality leads. And once these leads comes in, we need to a breakdown on sales and marketing. Essentially, it's sales training, but not 1980s sales training. It's the 10-0 process I was telling you about. It's breaking it all down and getting you saying the right things, doing the right things, and acting the right way. Pricing structures, we've got done for you, templates for you. Of course, recruitment, we've touched on that. Systems is a lot longer. There's so many to put in place, guys, but again, once they're in place, they're done. Exactly the same for automation. We've got done for you project delivery templates that you can plug it straight into your business, and they'll run from that day. We'll begin the delegation procedures. We'll start bringing people and other organisations into your business, where we essentially subcontractors. So things like bookkeepers, virtual assistants, web developers, SEO experts, AdWords experts. Now, of course, these are all optional, but by this particular time in the course, you'll be earning more money. Therefore, you'll be able to afford to hire these people. Of course, we've got to learn your numbers, profit and loss. Very hugely important, guys. We've touched on that already. And then again, a course overview and recap. So what do you get? So there'll be weekly Zoom calls with me, guys. I don't employ other coaches. This is me. I do all my Zoom calls. Every single Zoom call and trade coach is done with me, unless it's a specific topic. But this particular course will be with me every week, Monday 6 PM. Me on Zoom, essentially showing you. We'll always pick a topic. So, for example, if you go back to week one, will be about positioning and your website and your online presence and branding and all that. And each week there's a different topic. You will then be left with a sort of PDF worksheet that you'll take away. And that's essentially your to-do list. Any done for you templates that you need for that particular topic on that particular week, you will have as well. We've got a private Facebook group which you will join, and then you can sort of liaise with other people on the course and find out what's going well, what's not going well, how he or she done that, how he or she done this. And we're going to create a little community here where we all come together and help each other. Everyone on the course will be at a very, very similar stage in their business. So there'll be no £2 million companies in the same group as a 200 grand company, for example. Everyone will be at the same sort of size, same sort of level of business expertise, and we'll move through these 12 weeks together. And you'll have your own online platform as well. And this is essentially it. This is a group call, private Facebook group, and your PDF worksheets, which you will get every single week to take away. So who am I? Guys, who's this business coach on your screen right now offering to change your life? Well, let me tell you a little bit about me, guys. I'm an ex-landscaping company owner. I built my business up from zero to over a £1 million turnover. 30 to 35% net profits is what we've done. I had no landscaping experience, guys, whatsoever. Now, the benefit of that for me, and also for you now, is I had to learn the A to Z of business single. I had to learn everything because I knew nothing. I knew nothing about business. I knew absolutely nothing about landscaping. There's so many times I had to go around the back door, essentially, to figure something out. And then when I learned to put systems in place, things just got so much easier. And guys, you've heard me say this before, but we can't manage people. We can, however, manage systems, and systems manage people. I've hired and fired well over 150 staff, guys. I learned quickly that I had to hire slow and fire fast, and that's exactly or the main reason why how I built my business in terms of recruitment. By the end, I was doing 2 to 5 hours per week in the business, and that was mainly through systems and good people. I started trade coach in 2020. I was doing it prior to that, but I started it officially in 2020, and I sold my landscaping company in 2022 in a near £1 million deal. An investment company saw what we were doing, saw that it was a fairly turnkey business, everything was systemised. I was not really required in the business, and they came in and bought it off us. And here I am now in the Costa del Sol, living the life that I always dreamed of, if I'm being honest. And I'm a property investor. I've got property back home in Scotland and here in Spain as well, of 1.7 million. And now, as I say, I spend my time between Scotland. This is actually needs updated because actually I don't spend my time between Scotland and Spain. I'm fully in Spain now. Of course, I go back to Scotland to visit friends and family. I travel the world as much as I can, my family, and when I'm not travelling or coaching, I'm either playing golf here in the Costa del Sol, badly. When I'm home, I do try and get home as much as I can to watch Hearts, or simply chilling at home with a good Netflix series. I love nothing more than sitting down and watching your Prison Break. I'm watching Good Doctor just now, by the way, which is fabulous if you've not seen it. It's about an autistic doctor. It's fabulous. Anyway, sorry, digressing there. But guys, this is what I do. This is how I live my life these days. And yeah, I enjoy it. But it's not always been this way, guys. Guys, I was a stressed out business owner making stupid decisions too, like this one in Vegas where I thought it'd be cool to get a Mike Tyson tattoo, thinking I could wash it off in the morning. And I was there for a week. This was the very first time I went to Vegas. And yeah, that thing stayed on me for the whole week. So how did I get to 30k a month net profits? So guys, in my business, I had a thing with them. I need 30k a month business net profit from my business. It was my thing. Even if I made 40, I only took 30. The minute I made 29, I was digging in and finding out what on earth was going on. But I took 30k a month net profits from it. How did I do that? Well, I hired my first business coach. That's the first thing I had done. Guys, I didn't even know what a business coach was, if I'm honest. But when I did hire one, this is when things started to change. There's absolutely no question of that. And now I've got a business coach, I've got a life coach, I've got a fitness coach, and I've got a financial advisor. Guys, these people know things that we don't. Therefore, leverage them, tap into them, and find out what they have. It'll get you where you want to go a hell of a lot quicker. I began building my presence and brand, as we discussed earlier. I narrowed down who I wanted to see, my client avatar. I advertised in all the right areas, and I created the 10-0 strategy, which we discussed earlier. The little nuggets to get me in front of my competition. I created profit first, and I got to know my numbers, including my overhead costs. Guys, I knew how much it cost per hour to run my company, and there was 27 people in my company at one point. I knew how much it cost per hour to run my company. I worked tirelessly on recruitment, implementing strict recruitment procedures, and I put multiple systems into my business, meaning less work for me, as we've already discussed. I created my first digital pricing structure, and I've enhanced that as the years and months and years went on, and that saved me hours upon hours in the early days when I was doing the quotes and going back home to work out the price. It saved me multiple hours, and I used a CRM to track, manage, and run my whole client journey. That CRM essentially ran my company in the end. It was absolutely fantastic. And now, guys, I'm teaching others to do exactly the same thing. Just like Miles. I promised I would speak about my clients, and here's one of my clients, Miles. Miles started off on 250k turnover. He's now doing 1.6 million. He was doing 70 to 80 hours a week. He's now down to between 5 and 10. He went from 0 to 30% net profits. 2 staff to 22. In actual fact, I think it's more than that. I think it's about 24 now. He's got project managers, office managers, designers, surveyors, VAs. He's got a much better work-life balance. He's still very much a workaholic in other aspects, but he's got a much better work-life balance now. He's just bought a new £500,000 property, and as you can see, he's copied me and jumped into the Range Rover SVR mode, and he's got his new dog, Mad Murphy there. Or Adam, very similar to Miles, 250k turnover. He's now doing 1.2 million, 70 to 80 hours per week. He's now down to 20. Now Adam again is a very workaholic. He likes to stay in control of his business, so he probably does work more than that. The point I'm making here is he's not required for any more than 20. In actual fact, it's probably closer to 10. Adam, he likes to be involved in his business, but the important thing here, guys, is this is his choice. So he probably does work 30 to 40 hours per week, but that's through choice. He could easily go down to 20 hours a week, and I can tell you he's going to spend the summer in Canada as well, so he'll be doing 0 hours, I'm sure, when he's there. His profits have went from pretty much 0 to 30% net. He's went from 3 staff to 17, and I know for a fact that's now 18. He's got office managers, project managers, ops managers, and he's just opened a brand new office/showroom. You should see this thing, it's fantastic. To consider that 6 months ago he was working out of his kitchen, a kitchen table, I kid you not, and he's now got this beautiful new office and showroom. It's phenomenal. He's also got a new Ford Ranger well track. I think all my clients have got a new well track now. As I mentioned, he's going to spend the summer in Canada, and he's got a much better work-life balance. And then there's Jake. Jake has done things slightly differently. Jake's went round the back way, so what I mean by that is he's put in a lot of infrastructure in place, knowing that 2023/24 is going to be a massive year for Jake because he's put so much in place. He's got a brand new office staff, he's got new project managers, multiple systems. And again, yes, new Ford Ranger well track. This year alone, Jake's been to the Maldives and Qatar, and I know he's just done major house renovations. And again, he's got fabulous work-life balance. Jake's really into the morning routines and fitness and things like that. And yeah, his turnover's increased, not that much, but his profit has, and his hours have came down a massive amount also. And guys, if you need more proof, you know, whether you can read that or not, go online, Google. Guys, it's not hard to find out about people. You can go and Google me, Google my business, Google my previous businesses. You can find out what you need to find out, guys. But on Trustpilot, Google, Yale.com, Facebook, wherever, there will be reviews about my service and what I do. And of course, if you want to reach out to some of my clients, by all means, I'm sure they would answer you honestly and openly. Unless, of course, you're in their area, and they'll probably tell you I'm shit. But by all means, reach out or go online and have a look at the reviews. So, guys, at this point, you've got two options. We went through the whole process, and hopefully you've been taking notes. By all means, go back and watch the video again and take notes of all the steps that you need to put in place if you decide to do this yourself. And you could do this yourself, guys. You definitely could, or you could jump in on my 12-week course with me, or you can come in one-to-one. And we can do this together. One-to-one will take a lot longer, but the 12-week programme will be a lot quicker. If you do it alone, guys, you could do this alone, but it will be way slower. It will be way slower. You will make many mistakes, sometimes painful mistakes. There'll be a lot of overwhelm. It will work out hugely more expensive, because if it takes you 12 months, we could do this in 3 months. You've lost 9 months of extra additional revenue that we're going to put in place during this 12 weeks. Guys, it's up to you. It'll be a lot more expensive and it'll be stressful. But again, guys, it is possible. By the way, I should tell you, I never done it alone. I told you this, I had a business coach, so even I had to get help for this. Would I have got there in the end? I think I probably would have. I think it just would have took me 3-4 years longer. Or the second option, guys, is, that creates stress. The second option is we go at this together. We do it right first time. There's much less mistakes being made. It's a lot quicker, less painful. Be much cheaper, as discussed there. You'll also have accountability not only of myself but the other people within the actual group. For that 12 weeks, you're going to be accountable to all of us. You're going to be accountable to be on that call Monday at 6 o'clock. You're going to be accountable to get your work done, your online platform, and then any questions or problems that you may encounter along the way. We'll jump into the group on the Facebook group and ask a question, and people will tell you what worked, what didn't work. There's a lot of done for you stuff in this as well, guys. A lot of done for you stuff that you can just plug in and play right into your business now. And then there's going to be a lot less stress doing this. And guys, ultimately, it's going to be more fun. You know, it's going to be more fun doing this together as a group, with me in the background helping you. I'm not in the background, I'll be fully there, but letting you guys work away, and I'm just jumping in, helping out when I feel you need my assistance. And guys, we all remember this guy. He's everywhere, on construction sites, on customers' driveways, in people's houses, on people's roofs. It's just stress, guys. I want to turn you into this guy or girl. I want you to be that person. So I'm not coming across as sexist, there's a female there. I want you to have that family time. I want you to have these holidays. I want you to look forward to these holidays. go to sports days with the kids, parents' evenings, nights out with the family or with the boys or girls or whatever, days out with the boys and girls and the family, to have that disposable cash to go and buy a new car or book a trip to Dubai or the Maldives or wherever it is you want to go, to sort of break in, to invest elsewhere, potentially property investment, property development, maybe a new business, who knows. And essentially, guys, to create that work-life balance for you guys, this is what this is all leaning towards, is that work-life balance. It's vitally important that you figure this out within your business. Now, guys, again, work-life balance, this is what we're talking about here. It's work-life balance, getting you off the tools, earning more money, having more time to spend with the people that you love, essentially. And guys, if you want to do it, the next steps is you come and work with me. We'll jump on a one-to-one call via Zoom or phone call if you prefer. 15 to 30 minutes. I need to find out about your business and find out if we're a right fit for each other. I can generally tell if we're going to work well together. During that call, I'll explain the course in more detail. We'll talk about pricing, we'll talk about timing, we'll talk about what I need from you. And if you're a good fit, guys, you sign up. You can pay cash or you can jump on the finance option. And guys, thank you for watching this. I know it's been fairly long, but if you're still here, you've got this far, then thank you for that. Again, the button's there. Drop me a DM on social media or email me at info@tradecoach.co.uk if you want to take this further.